I guess we're going to start getting more good video game movies from now on, hopefully. What is going on, my fellow movie lovers, and welcome back to the Luke Ponto channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this thumbnail here today. Hope you guys enjoy your stay. And let's get another movie review out of the way. And yes, I am back finally with another movie review. Today, you guys, it's going to be a fun one to talk about because we're going to be talking about Uncharted. That's right, you guys. I finally saw Uncharted. I saw it last night with my mom in theaters. And I'm finally ready to talk about it. This movie was directed by Ruben Fleischer, who also brought you films like Venom, Gangster Squad, both Zombieland movies, and 30 Minutes or Less. And it stars the likes of Tom Holland as Nathan Drake and Mark Wahlberg as Victor Sullivan, also known as Sully. A street smart named Nathan Drake, played by Tom Holland, is recruited by Victor Sullivan, played by Mark Wahlberg, to help him find a lost treasure from the house of Moncada that was lost 500 years ago. So you guys may be asking me, what is my history with Uncharted? Well, I never played any of the Uncharted games, so I didn't really have any high expectations going into Uncharted. Like, I've seen gameplay of this game on YouTube, like, many times. Like, I've seen gameplay from, like, Jacksepticeye, you know. I've also seen some gameplay from my good buddy AJ Reacts 2, who did some live stream gameplays of Uncharted on his channel. And I was always very skeptical about this film, mainly with the casting choice of Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. Like, I get that they were going for like a more younger Nathan Drake, and like, because like when this film was first announced, like they were thinking about doing Nathan Fillion to play as Nathan Drake, but now he feels a bit too old to do that. Like, this film has been in development for like almost a decade now. Like, back when the game was very like when the games were very popular, this film has been in development for so long, and they finally released it now in 2022, and we have Tom Holland as Nathan Drake, a 25-year-old guy playing as Nathan Drake. How fitting. So I didn't really go into this film with very high expectations. Like, I mainly went into this movie, I was just expecting to have a little fun. And my God, I walked out of this film having a lot of fun. Like, Uncharted is one of the most fun theater experiences I have had in quite some time. Like, well, maybe not counting Jackass Forever. Like, Jackass Forever is the most fun theater experience I've ever had in my life. But I'm saying, like, you know, in regards for an action movie, it's probably the most fun theater going experience I've had for an action film, probably since The Suicide Squad. Not to say that this is a perfect movie, like, by any means. Like, I have a couple of issues with this film, which I will get to later on in this video. I will get to that, but I want to get my pros out of the way first about this movie. One of my pros with this film is the action. The action in this film, it is directed so well. Ruben Fleischer has made, like, he really knows how to do one-shot action scenes, especially if you guys remember that plane scene from the trailer when Tom Holland gets run over by a car that basically is going out of the plane. Like, you gotta appreciate some of those, like, one-shot sequences. Like, maybe they may have been edited to look like one-shot, but as far as I see it, they were one-shot sequences, and they were directed so well. Like, it wasn't just so much, like, choppy, edited sequences, like, in regards to, like, that one sequence after he gets run over by the car out of the plane. It looks just so much fun. Like, it may dizzy some people, but for me, I was just having a good time. And while I'm on the subject, let's talk about Tom Holland for a second. Now, if you guys don't know, I've been a huge Tom Holland fan, like, ever since he was cast as Spider-Man for Homecoming. Like, ever since then, he's always been my favorite Spider-Man. Like, the dude's funny, and he really brings a lot of charisma to his characters. Like, no matter what role you give him, like, even if it's just like his same typical role, like, you know, like as an action star, then you know he's going to bring charisma and some great one-liners like to his character. And that's exactly what he does as Nathan Drake in this movie. I think with his one-liners and the arguments that he has with Wahlberg in the film, I thought were really funny. And I think the chemistry that they have together, I think, is great. And also on the subject, let's also talk about Mark Wahlberg for a second. Now, I will say, like, I am going to say this, despite the fact that I think Mark Wahlberg is good in the film, like, he is good in this movie. Like, he is quite funny at times. I do think he was a miscast, in my opinion. Like, he may feel a little bit too young to play as this character, even though I think this guy's like in his 40s or 50s or something like that. I don't know exactly what age Wahlberg's in, but I know for sure that I think he does feel a little bit too young to play as Sully. But for what he was given, though, I think Mark Wahlberg did a good job for what he was given, in my opinion. Like, he did a good job. And I think the movie is shot very well, especially with those, like some of those, like sequences, like when they're, like, hunting for the treasure, and even, like, you know, some of those action scenes. It's really shot well. And, yeah, and that climax, where they have the helicopter, like, where they have a couple of helicopters looking at the pirate ships with the treasure, I thought was a great climax. But here's the thing, though. I thought that it ended a bit abruptly, in my opinion. Like, I know there's also a mid-credit scene, which you guys should stay for. There is a little mid-credit scene, like before the credits roll. Make sure you guys stay for that, because it may be clear setup for a sequel to Uncharted. So make sure you guys stay for that. But we'll see what happens here. And, but in regards, like, to the actual ending before the mid-credits scene of the film, I think it ends a little bit too abruptly, in my opinion. And another thing is, I think this film drags in moments, like, where I was like, okay, are we gonna do anything fun? Like, you know, stop some bad guys or anything like that. I thought there were times where the film dragged for me a little bit. And also, I do think, like they could have just, like, removed some stuff from the movie, like some scenes from this film. Like, the opening scene, like, when it goes back to 15 years later to when Nathan was a younger kid, I thought that scene dragged, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, the film drags at times, and that scene, I honestly do think kind of dragged the film a little bit. But as a video game movie, this is honestly one of the best video game movies that I've seen so far. I mean, we're obviously in a crowd of a lot of crappy video game movies from the past, like House of the Dead or Alone in the Dark or Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But recently, we've had films like Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Mortal Kombat, and now this as well. Like, so I think so far, I mean, like, the track record of video game movies hasn't been great in the past, but now I think it's actually coming to an uprising a little bit, and Uncharted is no different. This is a fun movie to go with your friends and shove a bunch of popcorn in your mouth, sit down and relax, and watch this film in theaters. I don't think you're going to want to miss this one. It's definitely one worth checking out. I'm going to give Uncharted a B+. Tons of fun, you guys. I definitely would want to see this one again in theaters at some point. I don't know when. I was actually going to go with my best friend at one point, but he is a huge Uncharted geek, so it's not really what he's expecting. But I will tell him what I thought of the movie at some point. Like, I will tell him what I thought of the movie, and then maybe at one point get him to go see it with me, because I actually had a lot of fun with Uncharted. So if you guys are, like, huge Uncharted geeks and this movie is not what you're expecting, don't go in expecting, like, a super accurate game, like a super accurate film to the Uncharted games, because you're not going to get that. Like, but if you want to just go in and have some fun, just shoving popcorn in your mouth and watching a movie in theaters, Uncharted is definitely the movie to do that, because this is a really fun movie. But obviously, this is all my personal opinion. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of Uncharted. Are you guys, like, huge geeks of the video games and you were let down by this movie? Or did you go in with no expectations like I did, just expecting to have a little fun? make some noise out in the comments below. And yeah, I love talking about movies with you guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And also make sure you click on that notification bell so you can get notified of all the videos I upload. We are getting close to 200 subscribers, so let's hope I can get to that milestone here fairly soon. And also make sure you hit that thumbs up as well, because it's very beneficial for me to get my content out there. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much once again for your continued support of the channel so far. Look forward to more exciting content in the channel very, very soon. I still have my Candyman series. I'm going to come up here on the channel here very soon. So look forward to that. Since I reviewed the new Candyman last year, I'm planning to review the original trilogy. So you guys got that to look forward to and much, much more. Got tons of new movies coming out in March. We got The Batman. We got X. We got Turing Red. We got The Lost City. Operation Fortune. Lots to look forward to, you guys. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to see more content from me, make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys next time.